Oh boy, keeping myself to 5 or 6 minutes is going to be tough here as the franchise recap has hit season 13, The Duel. Airing October 06 to January 07, we saw 20 cast members head to Buzios, Brazil for 17 episodes of legit heavyweight fight level competition for a prize pot of 300,000 plus probably the best individual prizes we've ever seen. We've got our third straight season with an absolutely major evolution, this time an individual game. For the first time ever, folks were on their own. Some dailies were played in teams for heat, others were in pairs the whole time, but at all points you knew you were an individual in the game and we would ultimately be getting one female and one male winner at the end. Other evolutions included the lineup, how they went about deciding who was going into elimination, and how that person at the end got to pick their opponent. We also had prizes for elimination wins. John, not Bananas at this time, giving his first toast, even though this one was after he was the first boot. Pole Wrestle made its triumphant debut, a double elimination to end the season, and some very obvious editing tactics started to find their way into the episode structure. Let's touch on the cast first, then the competition, then whatever memorable moments we've got left from there, which, yes, means you've got to wait another maybe 2 minutes or so for me to talk about CT and DM. Hold your horses. This 20-person cast is, I think, the best pound-for-pound cast of all time. Of the 20, I'd say like 13 to 15, maybe even more, are surefire Hall of Famers, and the rest of them are all good cast members. The men's side, we have Wes, Brad, CT, Evan, Derek, Kenny, Tyler, and Bananas as 8 of the 10. Nehemiah and Easy, both memorable in their own right, rounding out the group. For the women, Jody, Anissa, DM, Robin, Beth, Paula, and Tina, with Keena, Casey, and Svetlana as the worst of the group. Those 3 are fantastic cast members. This cast, all 20, it's insane. It's never been duplicated. Inferno 1 and 2 come close, but this, to me, is the best cast we've ever had. As for the competition, it was fierce. Second season in a row that we had 4 rookies from one real-world season, Road Rules having ended by this time. Key West was targeted early and often. Svetlana managed to be the sole survivor of that crew and get all the way to the end. Very, very impressive. The dailies were nearly all physical-based, and some of them pretty rough and hard-hitting, including the most memorable, a roller derby-style speed skate race where the winner got a BMW motorcycle. Brad versus CT for that bike is an all-time battle. While only having 4 possible eliminations does work a little against the season, especially because one is an absolute dud, the fact that that setup gave us 4 pole wrestles makes up for anything that we lost. With respect to Anissa and Paula, the first ever pole wrestle, and Brad and Easy, also a great show, the real showstopper here was Wes beating Derek. It's out of control. It's scary as hell the first time you're watching. Feels like someone's definitely going to get hurt. That's how the cast was reacting in the moment. And this moment solidified Wes's standing in the game. He took out the recent Gauntlet King, Derek. That was only like in real time 1 year prior, so his rep couldn't have been bigger after knocking Derek out in that way. But fine, you've waited long enough. Let's talk the true story of the season, and maybe the best story the franchise has ever told, and that maybe just reality TV has ever told. DM and CT falling in love. Coming off chemo and rocking the wig, DM was in a vulnerable place, but ready to come in and kick some ass. And along came the big Boston bad boy, and they just couldn't help but fall for each other. It starts in episode 1. It's a season-long thing. There's so many cute moments along the way that lead to the big one. CT walking DM out on the cliff, her taking off the wig, and them giving us that iconic first kiss. It's heartbreaking when she loses a few episodes later and has to go home, but there would be plenty more with these 2 in seasons to come. It just really warms your heart rewatching this season. It's truly just an unbelievable story put on television. Other memorable moments I've yet to reference, and there are plenty. We've got Tina punching Beth, then telling TJ it was well worth it. She's just the best. CT and Evan put on a show in the gain the most weight, then do wind sprints on the beach daily challenge, one of my favorites. CT and Evan again in flying leap, being absolute athletic freaks and just blowing by the competition. No one else can jump flat-footed from one to the other. These 2 somehow pull it off. Brad asking Beth if she rides around on a broomstick at night. I always love that quick little dig he got in there. TJ giving Anissa his jacket after she comes so close to the final last eliminated before it. And of course, the most consequential DQ in challenge history, CT ripping the flag in the final elimination, losing his shit afterwards, and TJ telling Brad good things happen to good people. That's just the rules. Wes and Jody, who, by the way, really smoked all the women most of the season and should have been mentioned far earlier in this recap. They get the first ever individual wins. Jody smokes Svetlana, no problems really there. Wes barely beats Brad and is aided massively by the opening soccer challenge that gave him a 5-minute head start and tilted the time just enough for the Austin alum to get win number 1. It's probably the best cast ever. The dailies are insanely good. A handful of the eliminations are absolutely epic. Wild prizes, so many quotes, so many moments, and the greatest love story in reality TV history. It all adds up to our best season ever, at least so far, but maybe he's going to hold that title all the way through. And it's our first ever to enter the all-time tier with a grade of a full-blown A. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the upcoming Battle of the Eras recaps. Tune in tomorrow for Inferno 3.